We back, and today we're trying some new products from Fashion Fair Cosmetics. So let's just do a little beauty hit. Come on, Fast and Furious. Anyways, let's do a little beauty history. Okay, so Fashion Fair Cosmetics was like one of the first cosmetics lines that was widely available to Black and brown ladies that carried shades for Black and brown ladies. You think we're having a problem with inclusivity now? Baby, they didn't have a lot of options back then. So Fashion Fair was like started off being a traveling like fashion show across the country. Then they launched this beauty line. My mom wore it a little bit, but my grandma actually loved Fashion Fair, and I never really got a chance to get to know my grandma, so I feel like we connected. So I have several products here. I have a setting powder, I have some of their lipsticks here, and then I have their foundation stick. So if you're interested in this relaunch, if you've been curious about like whether you should buy or not, stay tuned. All right, so let's start off with the foundation. Fashion Fair Skin Flex Stick Foundation. They say this is also double as a concealer, so if you want to buy like lighter shades. She's pretty white and gold packaging compared to like what their old packaging looks like. I feel like this is like not too far off, but still like a very modern look for it. I have the shade Suede Silk. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, online I kind of did have some trouble trying to decide what color to get. If you do have the option to go in store, I would go in store because I found it for myself a little bit difficult, and I consider myself a pro with matching myself to things online. That is what she looks like over here. One swipe, I do have full coverage already, so that is nice. And I would say this is a good shade match for me. I could probably go like one shade lighter, I don't know, but for me, for the purposes of reviewing, it's not so off that I can't use it, you know? Okay, so it says that this could be used as a concealer. Spot concealing on your face, 100% yes. Underneath your eyes, it's probably gonna take a little bit more work than if you were to use like a liquid product. The finish on this is interesting. It's not matte, but it's not radiant either, but I'm trying to decide if I like the finish. I can't, that's just like a couple swipes on my cheek, forehead. I feel like that's pretty decent coverage. You can build it up, it says, so let's try to add some more coverage. If you're looking for something that is going to like blur out texture, she's not the girl for that. You guys know I always like to do a transfer test when I'm trying out new like foundations and things like that, just so that I can see like does it transfer a lot with or without a setting powder. This is about to be really ghetto. I'm just about to take a little piece of paper towel here. Okay. All right. So on my little, I just really don't feel like no. It transferred a little bit. But honestly, this is like better for what I have seen. For like freshly applied foundation, this is very little transfer. Okay. So I have my concealer down, so now it is time to try the setting powder. So I was a little nervous about the setting powder color options, not gonna lie, and I'm presented with like too many options for a setting powder. I'm always just like, oh, is it gonna be too bright? Is it gonna be too dark? Is it gonna be too this? Like, I just, give me all the options with the concealer and the foundation, but with setting powder, that's why I love Laura Mercier, but this is not about her. So this is called the, what is she called? Set It Loose Powder, and I have the shade Safari. Oh, what I will say, it's very deep set in here. So like this is how much powder you get, but it's a very deep mouth. It's much, like if you look at the, I have Laura right here, y'all, you know I do. If you see Laura, like it's a little bit, this one is a very deep. So you're getting like a lot less product. Personally, I would have preferred if it was more product in here, because the other thing that I could see happening is if you have there's nothing to close these holes. So if you like tip this over, all of the powder is just gonna spill out and be sitting in this thing right here. So that's what, ooh, she looks like a little terracotta, don't she? It's a little red. We're gonna try her though. Oh. I feel like I should have went with my first gut and got a lighter shade. I was afraid of getting a lighter shade because it just looked so yellow. I am picking up some of my Laura Mercier and just going right on top of it, because I feel like that color just kind of made my whole under eye really dark. And the only way I can think like I could possibly save it is just like a little bit of a lighter setting powder. So that's what I'm. All right, so I have 2 lipstick shades here. I'm actually gonna use both of them, but first I will swatch them for you. So the first shade we have here is Lace, which is a very pretty nude color. I've actually been using this since I got it. She's so pretty and creamy, and I love the packaging. The tops are like magnetic, so it's always closed. You don't have to worry about losing your top. So that is Lace. And the next shade I have is Koi. So she's more of like a brown nude. So if you like more of like a true like nude brown, she would probably be for you. She has a little bit of a pink undertone to her as well, but not as much as Lace, obviously. So these are the 2 shades I went with because, no, obviously, we are pinky nude family over here. So I'm gonna go start with Lace first. Oh, they just glide on so nicely. Because Lace is like very pink, I'm just gonna put a little bit of Koi on top, just to just bring it down a little bit, you know. All right, so this is our finished Fashion Fair look. Okay, so I'm gonna just give you guys my review. I think the foundation stick is actually nice. I was a little unsure of like the texture of it, like because I couldn't really like pinpoint. I yet again have forgot to, why do I always forget to put my highlight on? Let's just do it all the time. I couldn't just like really pinpoint like what it was. Like, was it radiant? Was it matte? It's like a mixture of both of them, but I don't mind it. But if you are like truly a girl that likes one or the other, I don't know how you're gonna feel. I definitely would not use this to conceal under your eyes. I just don't see it going well. I have never honestly used a product this thick to conceal under eyes, because I personally prefer like a more liquidy, creamier product. So that is the foundation. The setting powder. I was a little low-key scared to try this like from the jump. I feel like it created texture under my eyes that wasn't there. Like, I can have dry under eyes, but this just made them look on 10, like a little dead. So I did have to go back on top of it with my Laura Mercier, because I also got the shade Safari. Yeah, Safari shade. I think that's what it's called. Let me see. Safari shade, yes. I think that for me personally, I prefer a brighter under eye and everything. So this shade is a little bit too dark for me. The yellow shades that I saw online, they just look so yellow. So that's why I didn't pick it up. And then lastly, the lipsticks. The lipsticks are bomb. Like, if you're looking for like a very pretty nude lipstick, these are the shades. The thing that I think is really cool about this relaunch is they brought back like super iconic shades that like women have been wearing for decades. So if your grandmama or your auntie like loves a specific shade of Fashion Fair lipstick, like be a doll or a gentleman and go and pick her up a shade or two, okay? I will leave links below to all the products, the shades, everything like that will be below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.